An insult is like alcohol, only works when you take it seriously, said the U.S. science fiction writer. And to back up his words, we are going to tell you an old parable about a wise man who was insulted by a person in public. In the square on a market day, everyone says you're a wise old man, shouted the offender, drawing attention to himself. But everything I see before me is a silly and beggar. You have nothing, neither pocket nor money. You are nothing more than a stray dog, equally repentant and miserable. The wise man did not react to these insults and continued to write something in silence on the blights, writing down some formulas and thoughts. The offender stayed with him for a long time, insulting him even with swear words, and when he got fed up, left, realizing that the old man was not moved, not at all his words. Then another man approached the sage and asked him, "Why didn't you answer him? If you really are as wise as everyone else says, you could have found some strong words, and to have insulted him anyway, to make everyone laugh at him and not at you." The wise man stared at the Lord, well dressed in front of me, got up and invited him to follow him, led him to a mud pit, picked it up, and handed it over to his new well-known shot. "Dirty your clothes and your face." The man recoiled before the wise man. "I don't want to paint my clothes clean, and I don't want to get dirty." "Then let me pour mud on you myself." "You are crazy, old man. Why I would want to do that? You want it to be dirty. You see, you don't want to accept my dirt, so I don't stain you." And I did not accept that man's words, and they didn't stick to me either. It turns out that it is up to us to feel clean or not to. Well, we've already figured that out. If you don't get into a verbal altercation and don't take insults as something personal, no one can degrade you. But why sometimes people want to insult you? Polish philosopher Nietzsche knew the answer by stating that the envious tend to judge what they cannot do and insult those to whose level they will never be able to reach. See how simple it is, and you know what Cornelli was dealing with. Author of self-improvement courses, in his book How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, wrote, "Unfair criticism is in many cases a compliment, often disguised, means that you are awakening envy and jealousy. Remember that no one ever hits a dead dog." And the Greek philosopher Aristotle, that lived before our era, already at that time I was firmly convinced. There is only one way to avoid criticism: do nothing, saying nothing, and being nothing. Well, that also makes sense to us. Today's, if you are someone in this life, you can't avoid gossip and insults. We still have to answer a simple question: what to do about it? Another parable will give you the answer. A young man approached an old man and told him that he needed his help very much. "You know, I am a well-known person in this city. I do a lot of good, even so I am insulted. People are always with everything." "I see," said the wise man. "You are offended by people's unfair words. To overcome it, do the following. As soon as someone tells you something offensive, take a stone in his hand and take it with you. A small insult is a small stone. A big one is a big stone." The man left and did not show up at the sage's house for a month. Finally arrived with a bag full of heavy stones. "Look, I'm doing what you did, but I can't stand it anymore. So let go of the bag, and you will feel better." The man laughed. "So I must ignore the insults?" "Yes, or always wear the insult jacket with me." And finally, a quote from film actor John Connors and American Bruce Lee: "If you are, it means you are doing the right thing, because people attack anyone who is intelligent. And it's so nice to feel smart, capable, and successful." Truth.